friends, and I don't want your sad blue eyes. You know everything about me, like I need my territory. So why are you still so needy? You're in over your head. Phone is ringing, always at a bad time. Every time you flash your name, always leaving, then you got me chasing you like I'm the one to blame. Oh, I think you're so rude, don't wanna fight you.
Hey y'all, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. So, we're doing up the living room, we're decorating the Christmas tree, and as I said in my last video, we did get a new Christmas tree. This is a 6-foot flocked pine tree, and it was one that did not break the bank, thankfully. If I can find it, I'll link it below for you guys, because it was extremely affordable. And it's beautiful. I really, really like it once I've gotten it all fluffed out and gotten the decorations exactly where I want them. Because from the time that I've put the decorations on it till now, I have continued to mess with it here and there as needed, as I've seen little things. And now that it is pretty much where I want it, it looks fantastic, which you guys will see this. Now, this is later in the evening when I'm decorating this tree, so this video is over a span of 2 days. I only managed to get the tree decorated and a little swag decoration put on the blanket ladder. We'll get to all of the other decorating on the next day, which you guys will see that in this video in just a second. I really think everything turns out looking cute, looking very Christmassy, winter wonderland, but not cluttered and crowded and a lot of everything just kind of thrown together or grouped together to be tacky. I really like how everything turned out. My family loves how everything turned out, and I do have a lot of leftover decor. So if I don't end up using it in other places of my home, I will be probably, like I've already said, giving it to my mom, my little sister, or donating it to Goodwill. Anyway, let's get this tree decorated and we'll move on from there.
It's 3 a.m. You got me waiting for your love. I'm at the corner of the club. It's pouring down, but I won't budge. I'll call your bluff. You think you're tough, yeah, so go ahead, come and put me off. Bring all your friends so they can watch. You're drunk dialing up my phone, so here I am at 3 a.m.
I just want to say that decorating a Christmas tree is almost an art just in itself. The placement, figuring out which decoration baubles or balls or ornaments, whatever you want to call them, looks good in which spot, and which ones look good beside each other. Just everything about the placement. That's all it is. Everything about the placement. It's definitely an art within itself. But I think it turns out to be a beautiful art when it's all said and done. I do have to move several ornaments around, as you've seen, especially whenever I go to start putting the really big ball ornaments on the tree. There are several ornaments that has to be replaced somewhere else because that happens to be either too close or right in the spot where I want that certain large ornament piece. But it all turns out looking great at the end, I think, anyway. The thing that I think that I like the most about this tree, though, is that I can put the star on the top of it myself without having to get a stepladder. Just barely, but I can. I'm very happy with that. I'm very vertically challenged. I'm short. I'm only 5'2". And so this being a 6-foot tree, that was one of the things that was a big one for me when we was deciding to get a new tree for the living room. Our other tree, I know that it's 7 feet, but I can't remember if it's 7 feet even or if it's 7.5 feet. I cannot remember which one, but it was always too tall for me. So I had an issue getting that star up there. I always had to holler for my kiddo, my 20-year-old son, or my husband. So, yeah. Anyway, I also wanted to say, if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, and this is your type of content, please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. Like the video, share the video if you so please to, and leave me a comment. Tell us something about you. Now let's get back to decorating. See there, I'm just barely able to get that star on there, but I do.
Looking crazy, baby. These wicked little games you play, yeah. So step up to the plate, don't wait. It's 3 a.m., so here I am. Oh, you're crazy, crazy. You're bullseye out of your mind. You're crazy.
On our family tree that stays in the living room, a lot of those ornaments, I do try to stick with a theme or a color scheme or something like that. But for the most part, most of the ornaments are very sentimental. Those angel wings right there, those are in a memory of my infant that passed away back in 2020. The little snowman with the top hat that was hanging just slightly beside of the angel wings was from my husband and mine's very first Christmas together. And, you know, it just continues to go on and on and on. And then we've also got ornaments that my kiddos have made at school, things like that. So the tree is not necessarily crazy and chaotic and such, but it doesn't exactly follow such a big theme or color scheme like my bedroom Christmas tree or the kitchen Christmas tree. Our family tree is for those, you know, mementos, those keepsake ornaments, those priceless sentimental ornaments. And so that's why my living room Christmas tree doesn't always follow the same color scheme or the same theme or what have you. I do try to keep the color scheme as close together as I possibly can. But for the most part, gold, silver, red, green, it goes on it. And that's the colors of Christmas. And I love a traditional tree for the living room. I love traditional colors. And I want it to stay that way, especially in the living room. Now, I did do something a little bit different in my kitchen. I do black and white in my kitchen. This is my second year for doing that. I've already posted that video. I talked a little bit more about that in that video. I'll link it below for you guys if you haven't seen it yet. And then I go for more like a outdoorsy, more of a wintry wonderland kind of look in my bedroom. And I've already posted that video as well. I'll link it below as well for you guys. But in the living room, it's got our family tree. That's, you know, traditional. I want traditional colors and a traditional theme if possible. So anyway, let's get the rest of these decorations up. We're getting the mantle done. I really love how the mantle turned out. I didn't gawk it up and I didn't clutter it up. I just put just a few things in either corner of the mantle, laid the garland across it, and it was done. I love how it turned out. Simple, yet beautiful. And then, of course, the stockings. There is no rhyme or reason to the stockings. And the name tags, I made those myself. I bought the material off of Amazon. And I thought about having tags made, but this right here just seemed like it went with, you know, us as a family a lot better. More DIY-y. It just felt like it was more homey to me to do it this way. But yeah, simple yet beautiful. And I tried to get this beaded garland to go up here, but it was not working up here. But I do find a home for it.
Crazy in every way I can find. You're crazy, crazy. The more I think of it, I might be crazy too. Crazy. talk when morning comes.
So I wanted to show you guys this. I know that I am not the only one that is having the issue of where you are getting into the tree collar trend and buying a tree collar for your tree, getting it home and finding out that it doesn't go all the way to the bottom of your Christmas tree. I had the issue last year. Last year was my first year using a tree collar. And the tree collar that I have, it does come in 4 different pieces. You can see the seam here, and then there's another one here, but those are the only 2 you can see. But as you can see, I do have it, you know, closer to the bottom of the tree, but not because it fit closer to the tree. I used Lego blocks. I used 4 Lego blocks stacked up to about 4.5 inches high, and I do have to fix this part of the tree skirt here. So, and what I did was I changed out the tree skirt under the tree in my master bedroom and brought that one out here, and I've got a different one back there, which I'll eventually show you guys. Probably not today in this video, but I will show you guys. But what I did was where the seam is at, I took about 4.5 inches of the big jumbo Lego blocks, and once I had those stacked together, I put those up underneath of the tree skirt itself, right where the seam is on the tree collar. And then I bunched the tree skirt up like it was kind of like a snowdrift or like a little hill of snow or something like that, which, like I said, I do got to fix this part. I know that right there makes it look, you know, kind of wonky, but it does look 10 times better. In the process of doing all this, I have constantly been having to go back and refluff the tree, and you know, it's all about the fluffing. We've been through all of this. I really got into it last year. Fluffing your tree is like a big thing if you want it to look full. And this is our new Christmas tree. My Christmas tree that I usually have, our family tree, is 7 feet. I know it's 7 feet. I can't remember if it's 7.5 or just 7 even. And really, really big, fat, round. And it just was more of a hassle. I mean, it was beautiful, don't get me wrong. It was extremely old. It was starting to lose some of the pine needles off of the branches and such. But it was just time to retire it, and it was really too big, because if my husband wasn't home or my 20-year-old son wasn't home, I'd have to go get a step ladder, step up on top of it, and put the tree up on, or the star on top of the tree. Then it was constantly vacuuming up the pine needles that was falling out of the limbs. And it was just a regular green tree, and I wanted a flocked tree. Yes, baby. So, just a second, baby. So I did get a flocked tree, which I am totally so tickled about, because I thought about, you know, trying to flock the other tree that I had, and I watched some videos on YouTube, and it just looked way too complicated. I'm not even in for that. Last year I did put fake snow on it. It has since come off, and I'm not doing all that again because that was a mess. So, needed a new tree, went and got one, the flock tree. Loving this tree, and it's more narrow. It is a 6-foot flocked pine, and I'm loving it so far. But yeah, so yeah, just if you're having the issue of not getting your tree collar to meet the bottom of your tree, and I mean, there was like a massively large gap. Let's see if I can, I mean, it was a large gap. So in between my tree and the tree skirt, or the tree collar. So yeah, I went ahead and just kind of stilted it up, I guess, layered it up, and I think it looks great. The family loves it, and it's taken away that eyesore. Well, I love you too, Dominic, my sweet baby. It's taken away that eyesore, the ugly part of the tree. Y'all know what I mean. So anyway, that's what we did here. Now we're going to finish decorating.
Just chillin', keep it cool for us, yeah. Hey, that's so cute for entry. I know those eyes, let's act surprised, yeah. You got me looking
was decorating these end tables, I really did not have anything in mind. I had no idea what I was going to do. I knew pretty much the pieces that I wanted to use, but I had no idea which pieces were going to go on what table or what arrangement was going to come out of this. So I'm really just winging it here, as you can probably tell just by how I'm moving things around, trying to figure it out. Nothing wrong with doing it that way. Sometimes that's just the way you have to do it to figure out what looks best. I also do that with this area over here. You'll see in just a second. I tried figuring different ways out to put different pieces over here, such as my candles and the candlestick holders. Then a basket with some blankets and a pillow in it. But when it's all said and done, I really like how it all turned out. It really looks really cute. Also, I had someone ask me when the Christmas music was going to start. Now, usually I do start using the Christmas music in my videos right around the 1st of November. But this year I'm going to do it a little bit different because I really just burnt myself out on Christmas music doing it too soon last year. And I don't want to do that to you guys. And I'm afraid I did last year. So I'm trying not to do that this year. I love Christmas music. I absolutely love Christmas music. But there is such a thing as, too much of a good thing. And this year I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving. My video that goes up right after Thanksgiving will be when the Christmas music in my videos start. Now, I have already got my Christmas music list ready to go. Really think everybody's going to be pleased with it. I've got some new songs and I've got some old songs that I've used before, but I'm really pleased with my Christmas music list and kind of excited about sharing it with you. But like I said, that's going to be right after Thanksgiving. Now here you're going to see what I was talking about. I'm having such a time trying to figure out how to kind of decorate this area here. I do finally get it figured out, and I do really like the way that it turns out, but I'm really wanting that cord hidden, and I do get it figured out, which you guys see. Then it's time to change out the eucalyptus wreath with the little star wreath with the mistletoe and the acorn and the poinsettia that is all in gold. On this thing, I have used this star with this for about 3 years now, and I still love this little setup. It's very simple, but it's cute and it's festive, and that's what matters.
So step up to the plate, don't wait. It's 3 a.m., so here I am. Oh, you're crazy, crazy. You're bullseye out of your mind. You're crazy, crazy. In every way I can find. You're crazy, crazy. The more I think of it, I might be crazy too. Crazy for wanting you, no. It's 9 a.m. Last night we fought down at the...
So as I was saying, the beaded garland that I had on the mantle did find a home, and its home still is with this driftwood piece. This piece, actually, my husband found it for me. He found it right after we first moved into this house, and it has just been a constant in my home ever since. I love this little piece of driftwood. But I did put the beaded garland and the festive Christmas garland with the poinsettias on that driftwood piece, and I think it looked really cute. And again, simple. Now we're moving on to the ottoman and getting this ottoman tray decorated. I did use the wooden bowls from the mantle with some bottle brush trees and just a few pieces of filler inside of those bowls. And I'm sure you guys hear Dominic. He has walked in here while I'm doing these voiceovers. Also, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this little festive green, white, and red beaded garland, and I do eventually figure it out. It just takes me a few seconds to get it figured out. Try again till you get it, and that's what I did. And I like the way that the ottoman tray turned out. You guys, let me know what you all think about it. I think it looks great. We're also going to be moving on over to the little sewing table that my husband got at the same time that he bought me my hope chest for my birthday, and I'm going to be placing my nativity scene there, right here in this area, as you guys will see. And yet again, it takes me a second to figure everything out and what's going to go where. But I knew immediately that I wanted my nativity scene to go here. It took me a couple years to find the nativity scene that I really wanted, that really spoke to me. And when I found this one, I said to myself, this one is it. This is the one that I've been looking for. This is perfect. And my family absolutely loves it, and I love this nativity scene. And I'm very picky about my nativity scenes. I'm not sure why, but they have so much more meaning than Christmas, in my opinion. Moving on from getting the sewing table, we're just going to go ahead and get all of the pillows fluffed along with the blankets tossed and get all those set up. We're going to move on to vacuuming and getting the floor mopped.
But yet you're here in my arms. The calling is crazy. I know that it's crazy, not logical, against all odds. I call it love. I call it love. You got me looking crazy, baby. These wicked little games you play. So step up to the plate. So step up, honey. It's 3 a.m. So here I am. You're crazy, crazy. You're bullseye out of your mind. You're crazy, crazy in every way I can find. You're crazy, crazy. The more I think of it, I might be crazy too. Crazy for wanting you, no. I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. I will never cry for you, cry for you, cry for you, cry for you. I can't take this anymore. You say we're done, but you still want more. Baby, what I need is you out the door. This time I'm sure, yeah, that you're a bad boy, up to no good, trying to be a man, but you still...
Well, y'all, we're coming to the end of the video, and I really hope that you enjoyed this day's video. And I really hope that you guys got the motivation that you may have needed on this day to get your Christmas decorating off to a start or to continue it, whatever it may be. And I think that's got it till next time. Love y'all. Stay safe.
Boyhood, baby, you won't ever treat me the way you should, so it's over for good. I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. Yeah. Cry for you, cry for you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Why do you expect me to when I'm over you? Can't you tell by the look on my face that I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. It's been chaos from the start. Can't believe I made it this far. Guess I needed it to see who you really are. Breaker of hearts, yeah. Now lie in it, baby. Rest your head, let it dream about me. Cause I'm fed up with you crazy. I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. Yeah. I will never cry for you, cry for you, cry for you, cry for you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Why do you expect me to when I'm over you? Can't you tell by the look on my face that I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. I will never smile for you. I will never smile for you. You made your bed, now lie in it, baby. Rest your head, let it dream about me. Cause I'm fed up with you crazy. I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. Yeah. I will never cry for you, cry for you, cry for you, cry for you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Why do you expect me to when I'm over you? Can't you tell by the look on my face that I will never smile for you, smile for you, smile for you, smile for you. Yeah. I will never smile for you. Wait a second, I don't need you. Then why so settled? I miss withdrew. Still it feels just like a